Hey, welcome back. Welcome back to the Scorpio channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to my channel, I'm going to do a general message for you. Know that energy is fluid. Roles could be reversed. Just interpret the message as it best resonates with you. Also know on this channel and all my channels, I like to dive deep within the reading. I look at everything, but we take time to look at the spiritual blocks and shadows, see how they play those karmic themes, help you understand why everything's playing out the way that it is, right? If you're a magnet of who and what comes into your life, why do you attract who you attract? Why do you manifest the experiences that aren't really going to create abundance for you? That's not going to make you feel good. Well, we wouldn't consciously do that. So understanding means we have to take a deep dive into your subconscious. When we're doing shadow healing, that's what you're doing. You are integrating those parts of yourself that you have detached, you have disassociated from. And the reason why is because your relationship looks the way that it does. You don't understand why you continue to experience the same type of karmic themes. And the karmic theme is just a theme that makes you feel not worthy, not good enough, like there's something wrong with you. And so once we are able to integrate the spiritual lesson, then we know how to actually transmute and alchemize that energy. And that just means turning that negative energy into positive energy, turning pain into power. If there's many different realities that play it at one time, you want to live the reality that's going to make you the most abundant, the happiest, and someone that is going to be able to really not just manifest, but contribute to the world in a way that's so unique and authentic that it transcends the limitations of your mind and the world around you. Because we can get stuck in a reality of lack very easy if we listen to what the world wants for us, right? We have to be able to be in the world without becoming a part of the world, and that we can do that through our unique individuality. So, shadow healing allows you to discover those true parts of yourself that are hidden, and they're hidden because there's shadows over them, and those shadows are perceptions of who you perceive you are, not really who you are. It's based on past experiences. So, in order to integrate the spiritual lesson you really need to embody the new consciousness so you can allow yourself to see a different narrative. And these readings help you do that. Okay, anything of any importance or relevance to the channel, you can find in the subscription box. If you need shadow healing, I have a great group shadow healing coaching program. It is now on school. I know it took us a long time to find the right platform. I've been trying to do, this school for a long time now, and school is the platform. And I have a challenge up there already, but we are starting our ice plunge channel, ice plunge challenge. So it's like really the cold water plunge challenge. And so this is where you learn how to really breathe and be present and in the moment, because a lot of times people that have gone through trauma, they're already programmed to look for what may happen, what could happen based on what did happen. And that's how a person recreates the same undesirable life experiences. So the cold water plunge challenge is to help you recondition the body and mind so that they work together. Detachment, disassociation creates this um, issue where a person is no longer able to be present. Again, when there's fragmentation, and that's again where those shadows are going to be. So we always want to not just recondition the mind, we need to recondition the body-mind connection so that they work together, because your spirit is in your body. And if you're not present, you're not able to listen to the higher self, and that higher self is that God part of self that allows you to create your own heaven on earth, allows you to live the reality that you want to experience. So, this is why I like to do these readings. All right. So, I've been starting off with just looking at your energy and then going into the relationship. And now I'm just going to start off by actually looking at the connection first to just see. Oh, excuse me, I had a coffee. It's repeating. All right. The hidden truth. It's always a great place to start when we're looking at the relationship because we don't understand why a person does what they do. We see the mask, we see the behaviorism, we don't understand why, and a lot of times it doesn't make sense, or we don't understand the reason behind it. So the hidden truths are the best way. And they'll also tell you a little bit about your trauma, a little bit about what's blocking you. I wish I could share my good news with you. So you're in separation from someone. And I'm feeling like they probably were connected to someone else and they're actually leaving. Because it's again, why wouldn't they be able to share their good news with you? They could pick up the phone anytime that they want, even if they weren't talking to you. But I feel like they're still kind of tied up in a situation. And that situation, again, they're about to leave. And you know what? I feel for a lot of you guys, it's not even, oh, I want to tell you because I want to be in a relationship. I want to tell you because you inspired me. I want to tell you because, you know, it's like I said, you inspire me. I consider you a friend. I want to be a friend. I need a friend. And I feel like when you were dealing with this person, they did not want to be a friend. That's the irony. I know I was a distraction from your pain. I know I didn't give you anything. I know I didn't treat you right. And if you gave me the time, well, you must have, had pain. And it was just something to get your mind off of. You don't really care about me. You don't really care about me the way that we were both in a real uncomfortable place. Almost like this person was connected to someone that they didn't want to be with, and you might have been in a connection with someone that you, the relationship had already ended, or, you weren't happy in the relationship. So you both were in this imbalanced place, and this person said, yeah, I know I didn't treat you right, but you would never even given me the time if you weren't in that situation. And now I feel like they possibly think that things could be different because you're both not in that situation. I regret lying to you. I feel like this person pretended that they were out of that connection way before they were actually out of that connection. And the thing is, they miss the friendship. They miss the fact that you were real. You were real. It was effortless. The connection, which when it's a soulmate connection, it is going to feel effortless. And there's a familiarity. I feel you leaving me behind. And I feel like this person is like, well, I haven't given anything. And, time has kind of made the connection change where they don't really feel that you're as open to them anymore. And so they're saying, well, maybe you never really loved me. Maybe you really didn't care about me because I feel like you're moving on and it's not affecting you. But I feel like it's affecting this person, to be honest with you, because again, they regret lying, even if it's because I miss the fact that this was a soulmate connection where it felt effortless. You were my friend. You didn't do anything wrong. I feel like this person made you feel like you did something wrong, but I feel like they're in a different place. Again, they feel like whatever the situation was before, they were in a dead relationship, but still trying to make it work, but not really trying to make it work. It was one of those things like, we're going to try and make it work again, and it's still not working, but I want to do the right thing. And the right thing is to be there for my kids, to be there for you because you were loyal to me for a certain amount of time. You helped me build whatever I have built, and that's business or, the home that they live in. Whatever this person acquired, the person that was with them for a long time. The relationship was over for a long time on an emotional level, but there was obligation. And so this person tried to live like a double life, is what I feel like. And that's why they regret lying to you, because they led you to believe that that was over. Please be patient with me. Like they know that they don't deserve your patience. See, they're going to ask you for things that they were not willing to give you, is what I'm automatically feeling. Um, because but they're thinking because you're their soulmate again, that maybe you'll do it. It's like maybe you still have this connection, though they haven't seen you, they don't know what's going on with you. If it's still real, they know that they still have feelings. They're making changes in their life, and I don't really believe that is 100% because of you. However, there is a sense of they want to be with you. you know, I feel like that connection was over a long time ago. It's just this person was trying to make it work, only they weren't trying to make it work because they were talking to you and they were talking to whoever they were doing. They were just going through the motions. And now that connection is finally falling apart. There's almost an energy like I feel like this person wanted the other person to dump them. They didn't want to be the person that dumped them. So they did a lot of things to make this person like finally let go. And they felt like they're on some level that your story with them isn't over because again, why do I still feel this connection to you? It's more not about what you feel. This person is again thinking from their level of consciousness. I still have feelings for you. Those feelings were always real. Yes, I lied to you about being like out of that connection because I wanted you to wait, and that was wrong of me. That's why I feel like there's a little bit of betrayal there. It's like this person thought that they were going to get away with it. And what happened is it's like you didn't. You were not waiting on them. This person would have sat there forever. And because they were running around with other people, they were talking to other people. Listen, they did a lot of stuff to make that person dump them, and they expected a little bit for you to chase them. And the fact that you didn't, they regret the fact of how they lied to you and treated you because hey, you're looking at things from a whole, you know? And but they weren't ready at the time, and that's the issue. I will find my way back to you. So again, this person's like, I don't know how, but I just feel like I'm gonna try to like come back into your life and see where you are. I check on you from afar. This person actually is a little bit jealous and possessive of you. And but there is a part of this person that dives in and out of relationships. That's where, meaning that this relationship is over. And so, hey, they're going to come into this relationship with you. But understand, I feel like they were with that person for a long time and they were living a double life for a long time, telling people they were getting out of that relationship, that that relationship was over, when it really wasn't over. The loyalty went right to that person because they wanted that person to dump them because they didn't want to look like the bad guy. That's really what I'm feeling. And yes, there was always a connection with you and them, but did they give to this connection? No, because they're still talking to people now. They're still haven't left their situation. They are planning on leaving that situation. So they still have people on the back burner. It's just what they're saying is, I still think about you. I still miss you. So this is a past life karmic mate, and I don't like their energy. I don't. It's almost like, hey, I tried to replace you. I can't replace you. I actually still miss you. I'm getting out of this. I wish I could tell you. I wish I didn't lie to you, but look what they're doing. They're kind of like torturing that karmic in order for them to that karmic to dump them. And that's not really them making a decision. If you notice, they want because they want the karmic to do it. And if the karmic is going to react from place of emotion, it's not going to be real. It's not going to be real. Instead of this person saying, I don't want to be with you anymore, I'm moving on. See, that closes the door. But what I see is that they don't really want to do that. So there's still like a little bit of ties there. Now they'll say that there's not, but now if they could sit there and make you wait because they're like don't want to look bad. They really only care about themselves, is what I'm saying. They think because that this is a soulmate connection and that they miss you because hey, that energy and they feel hey, you're leaving them behind. It's triggering them. But what I see here is a person that really doesn't want to, give anything. They say, oh, you're the person of my dreams because you're someone that's independent. You're someone that, again, was not able to take them, they weren't able to take you down. You're, again, triggering their abandonment issues. And the thing is, this person tends to abandon people to make themselves feel more important. And the thing is, you're the one that's doing it. It's like you're making them feel that way, and they don't like that energy. The fact that you're moving on. So you were supposed to wait. And the fact that you didn't wait is putting this person in uncomfortable energy where they know that they have to do something because you're leaving them behind. But what I see is again, they're doing a lot of torturing to that karmic. So that karmic will blow their gasket, but they've been together a long time. This has happened before where this person then runs away and runs to somebody else, and then that karmic is right behind. So this person likes to put themselves in triangles so it makes them feel more important. They abandon people to make themselves feel more important. The fact that you're, again, not influenced one way or the other is killing this person. But in their mind, they think that they love you. That's obsessive. It's controlling. It's not love. It's the fact that, again, that you're not going to sit there and wait. I wish I could take it all back. Yeah, because what it is hey, they blew their cover. You see them for exactly who they are. So the chances of you really letting them back in the way that you did, you're not going to. This person now thinks the world of you. You are always on their mind, but they know that they ruined everything. And that's the truth of it. So now that they know that they ruined everything, are they going to do anything different about it? We're going to use this deck. We haven't used this deck for a long time, even though there's hearts on it. Um, all different things are on it. It's not just about love, but we'll see. And what we see is when it comes to matters of the heart, there is no right or wrong. Every choice you make expands your understanding of love and life. So this person, I feel like, you know, it doesn't matter what happened. If you ask them, it's like you're their soulmate. And if you love them, you're gonna put up with them. That's how I take that, and that's how they think. I'm thinking of you this very moment. It's again, and so this person is like your love, like the when they think of you is filling them up. So it's not like they don't have desire for you. It's like, and they're really, like I said, believing. But the problem is that when you have a person that's this imbalanced, it's like the fact that you got away, the fact that your life is going to be good, you're not affected by how and what they did, is really what I feel like making this person feel really unsettled. And again, they never created the strong roots for the connection, and that's the issue. They would love to keep it surface. They want to get you all caught up in the romance of this connection, but what it would be is real empty, is what I see. It's again that in their mind, they're gonna say that you're their divine person. But this person had would like again, there's like they keep secrets. And one of those secrets, you better believe, would be that karmic person because they've been on and off, on and off, on and off. And whether you liked it or not, you would wind up in a triangle. And they would be like, oh, I couldn't help it. They just called me when really they never shut the door. What they did was they created a lot of drama to create space from that karmic person to run to you because they felt you moving on and they didn't really have time and they're pissed off that you're making them like make a decision, so they're bitter about it because they don't really want to make the decision. They just don't want you to move on. This is a really selfish person. And they think, well, maybe I can come in and sweep you off your feet and tell you all this, but it's again, that's not over. That's not over. This person's all about controlling. They want to be dominant. This is what they do. And the thing is, your relationship would be turbulent. There would be so much conflict, and this is what this person likes. You're gonna fight over them. The karmic's gonna fight over them. Everyone's gonna fight over them, and then they get to feel superior, and that's the thing. And I feel like because they've done this before, it's like you don't really have the passion for them anymore. See that, and that would have to work for them to, you'd have to be passionate still about them. But I feel like all this and the turbulence and not being able to trust them and being able to see who they are and the fact that you do see who they are and what they would do is like, this is why this person is like, should I do it? Should I? Is it my imagination that you know? I really don't know whether you know, but I wish I still had access to you. I wish that I still had, because they're not satisfied with that karma. One person is never going to be fulfilling for a person like that. They need a few people for their supply because people all of a sudden have opinions and wants and needs. And the moment that you have wants and needs, that's going to be a problem. So you making this person do what they would need to do to be with you is an inconvenience for them. They do not care what like about you settling down, and that's how you know that this person doesn't love you. They lust you. They want to control you. They want to dominate you. There's a difference. When we ask what are they doing right now, again, where I feel like this person is going to try and make their way back to you, but we can see through their behaviorisms. Again, what are they doing? What is taking precedence over you right now? Well, they see usually the person is able to come back and I feel like buy people. And I say that because lack came up and money matters, which this person can't come back in because hey, they have nothing to offer. And that's the thing. I feel like that was part of the reason why they stayed in that connection. It's again, so this change, and though it's good because they're leaving it and they wish they could tell you, um, it's that they don't have money. And so they're actually in a place of fear right now and paranoia about how much they're actually going to lose. And so they were kind of want to get some stability, but they are nervous that, you're going to reject them. There's a sense that they intuitively know. They intuitively know that you know, but they're like, I don't really know that you know. Maybe again, like we're soulmates. Maybe you'll take me back. Maybe you just need to see me. Maybe I need to see you. So again, this person is scheming. They're manipulating situation. They don't know what they're gonna do. They're impulsive. And that's a person that's not emotionally stable. That's a person that his life is, finally ending with that karmic. They finally pushed it to the point, and you're not sitting there waiting. And all they have is a bunch of like, low vibe people that are not going to make this person look good. It's not going to be a good enough supply. If they're leaving something stable, they want to go to something better. They see you as better. You were supposed to wait. You were supposed to, and the thing is, you're not. And so this person is going to be impulsive where they might just pop up on you. And the reason why is because they're not stable. They're fearful. They're stressed out. They're like, how much am I losing? They did everything that they wanted to do, but they're going to blame that karmic. You better believe it. This person sitting in their inner child wounds, I feel like they're reliving the grief. They're reliving shame. They're reliving a lot of these traumas and it's paralyzing them because they're paranoid and they're stuck in fear of what's happening and they're trying to suppress their emotions with food and yeah, you want to know and they running around with other people, you better believe it. So they're still doing a lot of things that they shouldn't be doing, but they're thinking about you. See, you were the good supply, but I'm going to hold back from you. I'm not going to give you anything because I'm going to say that this karmic kept me there. Even though the karmic didn't keep me there, I was stuck in my addictions. my sex addiction, and I just was too lazy. And there was a sense of projection of how dare you, where again, that you're making me change. This person's angry because straight across the board, they screwed up. That their little plan was reliant that you were gonna be a good person and like a good little girl or boy and sit there and wait while they fucked around until that karmic told them to hit the road so they wouldn't look bad. That was their master plan. And the fact that you detached and now this karmic doesn't want them and they're stuck with a bunch of people that they've been running around with sexually, but they were just supply, they're not happy. So this is why it's like, can I come back to you? I don't really know. How damaged is it? How much do you know? What can I manipulate? What can't I? This person's a piece of work. It's like, don't let them back into your life. They are coming back into your life and they're going to say, oh, you're my soulmate. I guarantee it. I guarantee they're going to be like, you're my soulmate. I knew it from the very beginning. It wasn't my fault. It was the karmic's fault. No, you misunderstood everything. No, it was a misunderstanding. The same divine energy flows in each of us. No. It's like they're just like, oh, I just want like that energy to like bring us back together again, is what Spirit's saying. They're like, I do believe that this is a past life karmic mate, though, that it's digging up all your inner child wounds as well as this person's, because it's almost like you thought this person was your divine. You thought that they were. And I feel like it had the potential to. This person chose to play it out where they cared more about that karmic's feelings and not really letting go of that. They didn't really want to let go of that karmic. That's why they want the karmic to do it all. But they didn't want to lose their opportunity with you either. And so what they see is, it's again, they've lost it all and put them in their inner child wounds. But for you, it's like the betrayal. And so it's like, they know you're tempted to disconnect from them. They know it already. And they're trying to convince themselves like that you and them will be back together again. That's what they're trying to convince themselves. Like we'll be back together again because they have to. Because I feel like they just destroyed their life with that karmic. So maybe, I don't really know. But again, they know. They're just trying to convince themselves of that. They're like, oh, like we're still connected. This person's trying to look for a sign and symbol to like, what should I do? That because they already know, but they also know that they're conflicted about whether they have what it takes to be your partner. And that's the thing too, which irritates them. They notice that you're on a high vibe. They know that they handled this wrong. And they know because they don't have what it takes. Someone that actually is going to be with you would have chosen you. They would have showed up for you. They wouldn't have played it that way. They never wanted to let go of that karmic. They want to create space from that karmic. Understand the reason why is because that karmic like has done a lot. They've grown a life together. I don't want to let go of my assets, but I don't really want to be with this person. I want to take a break from them. And maybe that karmic over time, being with a person, you get comfortable. Maybe the when this person got together with this karmic, the karmic was very insecure and put up with a lot. Now that karmic like speaks their truth, says things, and that pisses this person off, and they're like, well, let me again run around knowing that that's going to piss the karmic off, but the karmic wasn't going to let go because they invested a lot into it. So this person really tortured that karmic. This person is watching you change and grow so much. They're trying to release their attachment to identity and understand that's the thing. That person, that karmic, they built a life with. That's their identity. That's where they want to stay. They are going to say that they're leaving it. They're going to, again, come back and tell you that. But what I see is they're not closing the door all the way. And I'll say it again. I know I need to release attachment with karmic people. I'm creating a plan to leave him or her. That's what they're going to tell you. Don't let this person back into your life because they haven't let go of that karmic and they wouldn't have let that karmic go for long. When they come back and they'll say, yeah, I did it. And it's going to create drama, and then that karmic is going to make them feel bad, and you're going to be drawn right into that nonsense. And that's what this person, what I see, wants. They don't want to see you move on. They didn't want to give you anything. They're still kind of pissed off that you're making them do that, that they have a weird karmic connection with that person where it's again that they don't, both the people don't really, I feel like this person doesn't love that person, but feels obligated to that person, feels like they should. Who else is going to do and put up with that? I mean, they pushed that karmic to dump them by having sex with a lot of other people and kept you on hold, thinking that you were going to wait. And it is actually mad that you're moving on and that you're forcing them to make a decision and they don't really want to make that decision. They're not ready to do that because they don't want to make the decision. They want the karmic to do it. And so I feel like this person's going to run to you and that karma would be right after them. And then what happens is if you take this person back, the karmic destroys your life, and this person will only run back to that karmic, or they run to you, you reject them, and then they dump the karmic and then again run back to you. Like again, it's not a healthy relationship. This person, you would never be able to trust them. It's like they play this game because you better believe that karmic would be sitting right there waiting. So any little thing over time, this person would get bored of you and then they just run back to that person. And that's what I see here. I don't see because they didn't leave. They didn't work on creating a life with you. They haven't done anything. They're just pissed off at you moving on. That's the issue. Mhm. Take from the top, we take from the bottom, and we take from the middle. All right, let's see. And then we're going to pull some inner child wounds. This person really in their mind will think that they love you, but they've became obsessed with you because they again are detached from that karmic. And that karmic can feel it. It's not like they can't feel it. They can see it. They you know they feel like it's not the first time also that they've been down this road before. They've been down this road a lot of times with this person, but the person comes back, and that's why this person doesn't really want to shut the door all the way. They'll tell you, oh no, I'm leaving, and they will leave that person and they will treat that person like shit, guarantee. But what you will see is that the door is not 100% shut. And so we have to say, when we look at your inner child wounds, we see belittled, we see rage, we see vulnerability, we see cleansed, unworthy, wonder, magic, abuse, and oppression. That's like you got a lot. Um, and you know what? For everything bad, it was almost like for things that are bad, there's also things that are not bad. And so Spirit's saying that, first of all, those are your inner child wounds. Now we're going to look and see what the wounds are. Emotional repression, clinging heart, devoted ghost, unworthy soul, kept silent, projection from others, gossip and slander. So what we see here is from your inner child wounds is growing up like around a parent that's always angry, rageful. We can take on that anger, but I know that anger through again a parent because when we're looking and we're seeing was abusive and the abuse was belittled and not just belittled, but not letting you have your unique unfoldment process, being told that you're a piece of crap, being told that there's something wrong with you, making you perceive that there's something wrong with you instead of letting you have your unfoldment process. And that's through again belittlement and also psychological and emotional abuse. But here we even see physical abuse. Okay, so this kid is beat up, and so again made to feel unworthy. So when that happens, you go deep inside of yourself, and deep inside of yourself is where God is. So again, the spiritual gifts that you have is due to the fact that you grew up with psychological, emotional, and physical abuse. And so there's magic there, which is understand why you're getting somebody that's making you feel like it's so much work to be with you, and that you should just be with somebody that they're already connected to even if they don't love that person anymore. Your life is fine. You don't need for me to give you anything, but you should give to me and you should wait for me. Is that energy. And this is kind of like the same energy. When someone oppresses you, they're taking your energy. They're just not letting you become you, right? And then when you need something, they're making you feel like you're an inconvenience. When you have a voice, then they're going to belittle, making you feel again unworthy. And then what happens is that you never find the wonders of you or the wonders of the world. You become detached and disassociated as a way to survive, which means that you went inside of yourself to deal with it. But life is all about becoming yourself, and you become yourself through finding yourself. And if someone's oppressing you, they're not letting you do that. They're too busy telling you who you are to, again, to create that reality for you, where then you're going to form habits and behaviorisms that are in alignment with that. So the parent like enjoys to see you in pain. So there's a real sense of betrayal, a real sense of not being able to trust right from the get-go. So you were born into ancestral karma. So you have gifts, and those gifts are you can clear yourself, you can heal yourself. But it's going to require vulnerability, and vulnerability is more about to express yourself authentically, to be true to yourself, to show the world truly who you are is to be vulnerable. And then when you are, then the universe brings you the right types of people in your life, and that's through common interests, and you're balanced. You're not just in a relationship that is going to make you feel unworthy. And I say that because we have unworthy soul here. And that is, again, believing that you must earn love, that the wound arises when you internalize the belief that love, joy, and peace must be deserved through effort and perfection. So again, being told that you're unworthy, being told that you're not good enough, that not good enough for love, that you're unworthy of love. So I'm gonna again belittle you. That was the environment that you grew up in. And so the devoted ghost is somebody that's loyal to the past that no longer really exists. The wound lives in the space between becoming who you need to become. You remain tethered to the old long after it's faded. So again, those wounds from childhood of feeling unworthy, you were still holding on to. And one of the manifestations of it was a clinging heart, which is terrified of emotional departure. Again, having people abandon you. Well, this person again that's exactly what they would do because they're not even showing up for anybody. They're not even themselves. This wound arises when love feels fleeting and loss feels inevitable. You grip tightly to the connection, again, fearing it will disappear, which I believe that karmic is doing. So, like, that's what they have. And this is what this person does. They seek out people that grew up in like narcissistic homes or homes where emotionally they didn't get what they need, so that the person doesn't really know what they're worth. And they can tell by how needy. And what they do is that they play games, and they play games while they keep one foot in and one foot out. And this gives them the supply and the false identity of who they want to be perceived as, right? Again, that you would be clingy, that you're the one. The fact that you're not clingy is what's pissing this person off because you're making them move and they don't really want to move because they want that karmic to be the person that dumps them. And that karmic is like, I know exactly what you're doing and I'm not going to do it. So this is, if you would say something, this person would not care. Again, growing up in an environment where you weren't allowed to have a voice, well, this person would do the same exact thing. Shows up as difficulty expressing yourself, acknowledging emotions, leading to numbness, frustration, and outbursts. Again, making you seem as if you're imbalanced when you're not. Manifests as like a fearing vulnerability, often resulting in internalizing stress and unresolved emotional wounds. So growing up in that environment, you had that. And so this person would put you right back into that energy. And then the moment that you would do something, again, the same thing as what you grew up in, slander and gossip, that again, you would be like manipulated through the person, like gaslighting, like through slander. Again, shows up as feelings of being betrayed and hurt, like insecurity, often accompanied by loss of trust in others. It manifests as fear of being misunderstood or judged. And they really, again, that's because that's what it was made to. Like, you're the bad one. When you're not the bad one. You were reacting from how you grew up. Well, this person would again duplicate the same thing. That's what they want to do because it's like you're pissing them off because you're making them like move fast. They don't want to make that choice. They want to come in and create disruption so that you react. And what you'll see is they'll then project, and that's what you grew up in. So, like, almost like you're not doing anything, you're reacting from what this person is doing. So they're projecting a lot of their trauma onto you as a way to keep silent. So this person, there's a sense that you feel good about yourself, you're moving on. This person like is not letting go, is not creating space. So they're again trying hard to make this person let go, to create space by fooling around with a bunch of other people so that they can then run to you and then not really give you anything, but create some sort of turmoil that kind of keeps you stuck a little bit by projecting their trauma onto you, where really Spirit says, don't give this person anything. Don't give them anything. Again, they're just trying to like trip you up because they don't really want to make a decision one way or the other. They want to be able to do what they want to do, is what I see here. I don't see this person being honest at all. I do not see that. Yeah, like what it is like they have a lot of resentment and they don't really want to create the strong roots, as I pulled earlier, same exact card that I pulled. And what they would like to come in is to have passionate sex with you and and be with you in that way and then, be done with it. Almost like put you into an entanglement. That's what they want. They want you to be connected to them. They don't really want to leave their comfortability. They are resentful that you're making them do it, and they would like to get you in a situation like that as a way to suppress you, as a way to like keep you stuck with them. They don't want to give anything, but they don't want to see you go either. They don't want to let go of that karmic, and they don't really want to treat that karmic right either. This person wants to do what they want to do because it gives them a false sense of identity, makes them feel superior, makes them feel uh, like important, is what I see. And the thing is, I feel like they don't really have the money, like I said, to move forward in their life. I don't. I feel like it's again, they'd rather act like the martyr. You want to know what they're doing? They're acting like the martyr because they're like, look how much I do for this person. And no matter what, they're not happy. No, that karmic is not happy because this person's running around and having a lot of sex with other people, is again doing things like that they shouldn't be doing. And so, that karmic doesn't want to let go either because this person is an overachiever when it comes to work and making money. So that's the issue. But the relationship is empty. And this person really isn't the authoritarian anymore in that karmic connection. They want to be the authoritarian, so they have to be in order to feel, superior. So everything's about feeding this person's ego. So they put themselves in unnecessary competition. It's like, who's going to cave? Is the karmic going to cave or are you going to cave? It's like, because, hey, I'm going to be running around having sex. So who's going to fight for me? Who's going to be with me? This person stays in a place of imbalance by taking risks. You want to know what they're doing, that's what they're doing. And that karmic is now like placing judgment on them, and so are you. And so, this person thought that they were going to put everyone in their place of trauma. This person is actually the one that's going to be having to do that because they never came back and asked for forgiveness. They treated you however the way that they wanted to do it. And that's the thing. They regret doing it, but it's also like they're pissed off because it's like, I don't really want to have these feelings. I don't really want to be in that type of connection because I'm sure that once I had like a rendezvous with you and had passionate sex with you all day, all night for however long, I would get bored of you. And I don't want to ruin my stability. I want to form an entanglement where you are attached emotionally to me, but every time your needs, like you have like needs, I'm not going to give them to you. I want to suppress your needs. I don't want you to move on. I don't want you to have a life. I want control, is what you see with this person. So again, it's all about the physical body. That's what this person's focused on. If you want to know the truth, yeah, they think that, oh yeah, because it's a past life connection, and then there's all this lust when it comes to you. But again, there's a sense that they want to be seen a certain way. And the fact that, you're not holding on and there's this pressure like that they need to like move and they don't want to let go of that person. Well, that self-image of, you're showing them who they are. So that's another reason why they're getting angry. This person has a fear of change. They try to block you out and again put themselves in competition, like who's going to cave first. And they do it through sex and through addictions. And they're stuck in this karmic contract. And that karmic contract is the fact that they're with somebody that it's a real love-hate relationship. And that's what it is. It's like they've been together a long time. There's been a lot of betrayal. This person has been able to run around with a lot of people, and that karmic looked the other way for a long time. I feel like they're not looking the other way, and really what this person is doing is that they're sabotaging every connection that they have, but they don't realize that that's what they're doing. They actually think that they're, outsmarting people, is what I see here. So, you have to say, are they going to do anything? Like, I feel like, listen, what they're going to do is they're going to try and come back and get underneath your skin. Um, like I said, they're going to come back and try and provoke you, but they're not really give you anything. Um, this person is going to come in like as a charmer. They're moving real fast, fast moving charmer. And it says that they have all this love. They're going to again come on like that. That's how they're going to, sell themselves to you. And but the thing is, this person's toxic. They have the unhealthy habits and behaviorism. They're gonna hope that water's under the bridge between you and them. They're gonna say that they dream of you, but understand childhood wounding is what's influencing this person's actions. Is the fact that you're moving away, that they don't have control, that they're stuck, their little plan didn't work, and so they're not getting the appropriate supply from that karmic because over time, one person is not going to do it. They're just, it's not where that karmic's got more of a voice now, which is why this person likes to create triangles, put this person back in their place. And, but bottom line is you holding to your truth, you make this person nervous because again, you see right through them, is what I feel. But if you want to know what they're going to do, They're gonna run into in really fast moving, try and stir up some like passion, emotional connection, say that they're caught up with that karmic, run to the karmic, and either, the karmic's gonna manipulate them emotionally and make them like feel bad, and they'll stay and then not tell you, or they'll say that they're gonna leave and they'll leave temporarily only to run back to that karmic, is what Spirit's saying. So, and it's because you were supposed to wait. Again, that karmic's getting out of hand. You were supposed to be the buffer. We're a soulmate connection, and you were so in love with me. You cared. So this is what you see. You see a person like that's very much in their ego, very much in like want to be in control. And you have to say, it's not it's not because you're deserving of it. I feel like it's because you're moving on. And a part of moving on means better life. What you're saying is, I know I deserve more. But this person is saying, if you're still connected to me, then, I don't have to feel bad about you moving on because I can hold you up and eventually, get what I want. But you see it as a person that is very narcissistic here, very like, and I hate to say it, but that's really what it is. They want that other person to do it. And they know that that karmic's never gonna do it, not 100%. They'll do it because they get mad. They'll put up with it. It's again, but eventually the karmic will feel bad. They'll say, look how much effort and energy I put into the relationship. And they'll eventually work things out like they always do. And that's the thing. And that's what this person knows. That's why they're playing it the way that they are. So don't fall for it. This person put you in a place of needing to face your fears, confronting the challenge. And the challenge is choosing yourself over like a soul connection, and facing like kind of like your childhood wound, going back into the experience and having to live it different to get a different result, right? Spirit says to help you release the chains that have bound you to that limiting perception of who you are perceived instead of who you truly are, because it's your thoughts that create your emotions and your actions, right? Spirit says to learn how to go with the flow with grace, to not let this person trip you up, to understand that you have no control over what happens in your environment. You only have control over you. Now, if someone's been able to come into your life and trip you up, this is going to be very triggering because there's a sense of, oh, like, is they going to be able to do it? And Spirit says they can't do it if your focus isn't on that, and that's the thing. It's like you already know, so it shouldn't trip you up. Spirit says now take bold action that pushes you out of your comfort zone. It's all about finding yourself, and understand that you're going to see that you have a lot of energy now. This person like held your energy. They were holding on to it. So, and they weren't planning on giving anything. So there was always like this energy of like being held back, and I feel like you cut the cord. You cut the cord by integrating the spiritual lesson, which is what needed to happen. And that was to really learn to live authentically and boldly and unafraid to be yourself. It's like being true to yourself. That's what I see here. Now, Spirit says again, go out into uncharted waters. And this is again about finding yourself, evoke curiosity, because when you grow up in that type of environment where a parent is always kind of trying to suppress you, well, what'll happen then is you then feel as if you just like you don't remember a large part of your childhood. And it's not that there wasn't childhood, but you're not going to remember feeling unworthy, feeling not good enough, feeling like there's something wrong with you. You're not going to remember all of that. And so that's the thing. And where Spirit's saying it's like you're not those things either. But if you were made to feel like you're unworthy, not good enough, again, you're walking from that level of consciousness because you don't know any other way. So the way that we heal is all about going out into the world and becoming ourselves, right? that's the way that we do it. And so Spirit's saying like this, you can't, this person would have kept you in that same energy of binding you to like such limitation. And that's not, this is about you not even like, I don't see, oh, you find your purpose and this and that. What this is integrating those shadows. And that's a process, and integrating is seeing how you contributed to the imbalances within the situation and becoming different. And the way that you become different is to find yourself and say, I'm not shame, I'm not unworthy, I deserve love. All those energies. And the way that that happens is when you go out into the world and you join things that you love. Well, you meet people and you meet people that you'll resonate with. And that's when you find your tribe. You find your tribe that shows you who you are today, reflects back who you are today, not the wounds of the past. And that's really why that this happened. It's like you had to integrate this lesson, which is no one can stop you from success. People can try to trip you up and take you off your path, but it is only you that can really do that by giving them energy. Spirit says, this is all about you right now. Just getting better connected to your higher self. And the higher self is that God part of self by going out in nature. Spirit saying the water element is again that second chakra. It's also healing, it's also cleansing. Because listen, the way that you grew up and the way that this person treated you, that you would need to cleanse and you would need to heal. It's again, believe it or not, it's a time of rejuvenation and cleansing. And that's what this person doesn't want. Because once you cleanse yourself, well, you move into a place of abundance because you're becoming yourself. That's why this person is pissed. You're making them do something that they don't want to do. And so Spirit's saying, and they also know you're going to move into a better life. And so, and that irritates them with it because again, your career, you're pouring into yourself. And that's where the focus needs to be because all this person wants to do is come in and play games. Sorry, you can't see that, but that says games on it. This is about you making the right decision for yourself and seeing the signs, the writing's on the wall, Spirit's saying. It's like you already know what has to be done. I feel like you already learned this lesson. I'm feeling like this is the lesson you already learned, and it's almost like this person's like, oh wait, like, oh, are you gonna move on? Let me come back in, but you're not letting go. The karmic's not letting go. So they created a lot of like craziness to try and make that karmic go so that they could run to you is what I see, but they're not happy about having to do it, and I don't feel like their run to you would be permanent. It's to, escape the fact that they're with somebody that they don't want to be with, is what I see. Again, the invisible thread. It's all of it. It's like the spirit saying, look at this, the invisible spread and the misnamed soul. Wait, just pull two more. And it's like the same thing, which is a deep connections felt but unspoken. So again, having such a deep connection to your soul mate, but they're not giving anything and they're not treating you right. And so again, the wound arises when you sense a powerful bond with someone or something, but it never acknowledges it in return. So they give you absolutely nothing. And that's what this person was banking on. They were banking on the fact that you would have moved to them because, again, of that connection. And they didn't give anything. And this is misnamed soul, which is calling things that you never were. So, again, the wound arises when others define who you are. And I feel like that's how you grew up. It's again, the unworthy soul is the same thing that people didn't allow you your unfoldment process because you were oppressed, and then they oppressed you by calling you things that you weren't. They projected their anger, and you live from that level of consciousness, which I said before, but we didn't pull the card for it. And now this again is that confirmation. So Spirit is saying you already know about this person. I feel like you learn the lesson. They're still gonna reach out, but you don't really see like you don't see them being positive because they haven't changed. They're a game player. And understand spirit leaves us off with one more thing, which is everything turns to light. You work to improve yourself, embrace all that life brings you to transform the darkness into light, which is understand that's what this would do. And that you allow yourself to grow and become stronger. And that's why happen. And spirit says the calm, you breathe, live, and grow the light within you. You do one thing at a time. Focus on the present moment because only in the now you have divine guidance and you cast off all doubts, all fear dissipates, and you find yourself in peace. Don't ruminate on this person. The time now is all about you, that you allow serenity to reign inside of you, that the love that you have for yourself invites harmony to settle within your being. Listen and honor and strive to fulfill the needs of your soul. That's why this happened. Because I feel like when you were a kid, you weren't allowed to do that. So you were being put into like a situation where this person didn't want you to do that. You were supposed to wait. You were supposed to wait forever till they figured it out. How dare you cut the cord? You're making them do it. That makes them feel uncomfortable. That throws the plan off. How are they supposed to run back to that karmic if they're the ones that say, I don't want to be with you, I want to be with someone else? They actually do it. Their way is to create a triangle to make that person feel unloved, to run around, make that person fight for them, and then bring you in, and then you fight for them, and then everyone fights for them. And that's this person, and it's because they're a narcissist. They don't know how to fill their own cup. And there's a sense of, well, and you're going to move on within your career and leave them behind. And that just doesn't make them feel good. You're supposed to long for them and they don't have the means now to like really give anything. And so you're making them feel uncomfortable. So Spirit says, continue to make them feel uncomfortable. The time now is all about you. You're breaking karmic contracts. You're breaking karmic vows, you're breaking generational karma. So if your parents were in a bad toxic relationship that seemed really one-sided, well, again, by you loving yourself and pouring into yourself, well, that is what's going to break that karmic cycle. So be proud of yourself, Spirit says, and understand once you get rid of what shouldn't be in your life, well, Spirit says, and you continue to go out into the world and you find yourself, you'll see what is supposed to be in your life because it will help propel your life into the abundance that you're seeking. And that's whether that's through money, a job, a new job opportunity, or through helping your job, or through meeting different people. It's just going to be, again, a lot better. It's going to reflect who you are today, not the wounds of the past. I'm going to leave that there, Scorpio. Let me know how you resonate, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.